I may have lied about a couple of things, because I didn't realise that there are, like, separate segment names for shit like that, so, yeah, this isn't going to be the last segment. And I also said that the reincarnation I was doing right when I ended the segment was going to be the last one. I lied about that too, because the game decided to be a bit more nice to me than I would honestly have liked, but I'm not going to complain too much about it. I did eventually get the card that I want. Anybody want to hazard a guess at which one of the three here it is? So, yeah. Fucking weird as hell thing. Looks ugly as fuck, of course. If anybody picked this, you are quite correct, because King Mace 2 is useless. Mesmeric Control, I'm never going to fucking use. So, this is Mucus Yoke. This is another immortal monster, and the only way that you can obtain this is through reincarnation. You kind of have to be a bit lucky, though. You got to find it. You got to know which card to reincarnate. You want something around about anywhere between, realistically, it could be anywhere between like 10 and 20 deck cost. I reincarnated a Judgment Hand since I had 5 copies of it, and I was able to luck out and eventually get these. The reason it took me 3 separate reincarnation attempts, though, to do this is because there are some other special cards that have a deck cost of around about the same as Mucus Yoke. To be specific, they have a deck cost of 15. And I managed to get not 1, but 2 of them. Exodia pieces. Yay! So, that's 2 Exodia pieces. I believe reincarnation is the only way to get these 2. One of them might be obtainable through the slots. I can't quite remember. I do know that the right leg is completely unobtainable except through getting it in the slots, so you kind of have to luck out with that one, which just leaves the left arm and the head, which are the only 2 pieces that have codes. I'll go into here for a moment and actually show this off. Yeah, here we go. Left arm, Exodia, Exodia's head, there you go, and the other 3 just don't. So, getting your hands on Exodia pieces is still as difficult as it used to be, even after the data mine, which is quite unfortunate, but we will just have to deal with that now, won't we? So, I've got a bit of a deck that needs to change up a bit here, because on top of that, in actually getting those 2 additional things, those reincarnations, I got my hands on some more cards. I've got a second Flame Ghost through lining up 3 copies of Wasteland, so I've got myself an extra Wasteland. I got myself a Kazajin. I believe there's actually 2 of those. Are there 2? Yeah, 2 copies of Kazajin. And if we go all the way down here, where I can find the Thunder-type monsters, I also got 2 copies of Sanger of the Thunder. I'm just missing Suijin, and then I'll have all 3 pieces of the Gate Guardian, which, incidentally, I also have the Ritual for. So I'm thinking, if I can get my hands on a Suijin between this segment and the next one, I will probably run it. It's probably not going to get summoned, because it's going to be very, very specific in actually getting the pieces on the board to use this thing for a 3750 attack monster, but I would probably still maybe try to put in some effort for it. I got that thing, that's like plus 600 for waters. Be hilarious to run that in a Jowls of Dark Demise specific deck. Exile of the Wicked, the hidden card from Darkness Ruler. I think I mentioned this earlier. I can't quite remember. I think I played against this guy once, just to get Exile of the Wicked and also to get a Job Change Mirror. I did eventually get that. Wait. Oh yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I can't even remember what I did and didn't do after the previous segment, but whatever. I know I didn't get Eternal Rest. I know I got Eternal Rest off screen. This is from Necromancer. The space that this card was on was a bit annoying to get to. I'll just sort of go into a little bit more of an elaboration on that. Monster Reborn. Surprisingly enough, the Necromancer also used this card. So I managed to get my hands on a copy of it after a failed attempt. And I think that's about it for interesting cards. Aside from returning pains, blah 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 blah. Oh, hang on, yeah, there's one other card. Catapult Turtle. This thing goes into labyrinth spaces and can turn them into normal terrain. Friggin' awesome. This is the hidden card when you go up against Labyrinth Ruler. It's all the way on the other side of the board as well, so it's a bit of a task to get to that thing. Anyhow, we've got a deck that needs to be made. The deck cost I need to get under is 1184, so I don't expect this to be too much of a deal. I'm going to run both of the Red Eyes Black Dragon fusions. I'm not going to go with the Metal Morph shtick. I don't even think I have Metal Morph, so let's just never mind that. Let's see, a couple Silver Fangs. I could pretty much go ham with all my Pyro monsters since I've got a lot more deck cost to cover. Job Change Mirror, King of Yami Makai. Those two combined to make Summon Skull. Guess it can't hurt to throw Lava Moth and the combo in there. Don't want to run Cardution. Nah, I think I'll be happy with my forest setup. Sanger of the Thunder. Yeah, don't know about that one. It's a powerful monster. Yeah, whatever. It'll work out. I think it'll work out pretty well. 2600. I'm not going to run any Kazajan since there's not much point. I'll run Catapult Turtle, see if I can get some use out of it. And then here, go Double Dragon Piper for any spell bindings that may occur. I don't think they will on Kybra, because I'm pretty sure Seto's only got one trap. And I'm pretty sure I know what that trap is. So there's not much point running Fire Eyes either. But I run them anyway, just for shits and gigs. A couple of Hinotama Souls, a couple of Fire Yarrows. 2, 2, 3. No, I gotta run Flame Snake. I will run Jowsy, run Monster Reborn, Double Forest, Rikazi. I got a copy of Final Flame from somewhere, I can't even remember. Are any of these going to be useful? Maybe Warrior Elimination? I'm not too sure. I'm probably not going to bother with it. Let's see. One Dark Piercing Light. And then let's maybe go just the 6 equip spells. Oh, hang on, I gotta put Cocoon of Evolution in there. Actually, yeah, I might as well take that out, actually. Let's just not bother with that, so I can go double Spear, double Rebirth, double Salamandra, and then the last card I can put in, maybe Shadow of Eyes, but I don't really care much for Shadow of Eyes in this one, so I'm going to go ahead and tech in Warrior Elimination, just because I am 95% sure that Seto will be running a Sword Stalker. God damn it took 7 minutes just to get to this point. Well, this is going to be a long-ass segment, regardless of how long this duel goes for. Oh well. Shit happens, I guess. Through the save there, so I've only got one opportunity to have a segment commence with showing the actual mucus yolk having been obtained through reincarnation. I'm thankful that the OBS is focusing on the right screen, because I'd have been salty if it wasn't. So, this field that we're battling on may seem a bit familiar. We fought the final boss on this terrain, the only difference being that this entire middle section was Yami terrain. Here it's normal, because there's not really anything that's affecting the terrain at the moment. Now, I could go with Ukazi, I could go with Gate Dig. Gate Dig sounds like a better deal to me. And I'll put him up here, just in case Seto decides to throw down a monster to strike at me. His deck leader is Blue Eyes White Dragon, as you would probably expect. And he doesn't have any abilities that boost the power of his monsters or decrease the enemy monsters. He does, however, still have two powerful leader abilities. Increased movement, that's for his own deck leader, so he can move 2 spaces. And level cost reduction for summoning same type. As a level 8 monster, it means that any dragons that he runs cost 2 stars less. It means that he can drop 3k beat sticks by coughing up 6 stars. That's pretty fucking deadly. So let's go ahead and move Gate Dig out of the way here. And I'm going to go ahead and throw Molten Behemoth up the back here so that it doesn't get terrorized or anything like that. I would also like to throw a card up to the up to just the diagonal left of where his deck leader is, because he can use that as a summoning spot and just sort of occupy and be all trollsy and shit. I'm going to say no to that just by moving here, claiming the moist creature, smack bang in the middle of the turf, and then just sort of throwing a throw away Ukazi right here so that he can't use that spot anymore. And I'm just going to leave it there. Because it stops him from summoning creatures into here and getting really, really close to my deck leader. Now then, he's got offenses that he's looking to get at me with here. So, I'm tempted as hell to drop Molten Behemoth right in front, because even with Blue Eyes White Dragon, it's not going to do anything. It's not going to get past Behemoth. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put the second Behemoth here, so that he can't come in through that direction. I probably should have gone the other side, because he's more likely to have cards come in through there, but I'm fine with it now. I can attack into him with pretty much no fear at this point. He's not got any, like, attack boosts or anything like that, so I can swing into him here. Oh, fuck. Well, GG, I guess. That's lovely. That's really, really good right there, game. I have to check his graveyard. Did he actually give that thing a dragon treasure? Because if he did, I'm going to be pissed. Because I should have picked up on that, and I just didn't. Yeah, he did. I knew the game was going to screw me out of that. I can't say I'm too pleased at the moment. Because to top that off, my Catapult Turtle just sort of gets to chill out here and be death fodder. I should have thrown away a few more cards, actually, and hoped to have gotten a couple more defensives. A couple more power-ups, even. What I do like as well is how he's just not attacking my Catapult Turtle. I don't know why he's not. I guess he thinks it's a trap, but why is the AI... Why in the world is the AI just being so stupid? I guess to be fair, even if he did attack at a Catapult Turtle and was close to killing me, I did still top deck a Flame Cerebrus, so I'm just going to get over it anyway. So that's one Blue Eyes White Dragon dead. Shouldn't come as any surprise that he runs 3 in his deck. And unlike Yugi, Kaiba's deck actually is replicatable, if that's even a word, but you can make it if you have all of the cards for it. Oh, hello, Monster Reborn. I know what he's bringing back with that. I'm gonna lose my shit if he activates his ritual. Yeah, there's Warrior Elimination. Ugh. Do I want to Gate Dig again? I don't know if I want to Gate Dig again. Screw it, I'll Gate Dig again. I can throw my Warrior Elimination down pretty much whenever I want. Move Flame Cerebrus forward. It's 3100, so if he's somehow managed to get another Blue Eyes with 3500, I'm going to be salt, but he's got at least one with 3k, because it's literally right there. If I can get something to cover that, I'll be in a good mood. Or I can top deck Jowsy. This is why I love this card. And to top things off, he actually did have another trap card, and his own Royal Decree stopped it. That's why I didn't really care that much for Shadow of Ice, because I knew as soon as I friggin' had it, he was going to decree me. And now not only has he not decreed me, he's literally gone and decreed himself. He shot himself fair in the fucking foot with that, and now I've got one of his Blue Eyes. This is why I love Jowsy. You just flog cards like this and just terrorize the opponent with their own creatures. And there's Royal Decree going off again. Is that the trap? Yeah, it's Negate Attack. So Negate Attack wouldn't have done much anyway, but now it's literally doing nothing. So let's go ahead and fit Spring of Rebirth onto this thing, because that way I know it's going to be at least 3,600. And this is where I just start trolling the shit out of him here, because he's got to move all over the damn place. He doesn't have any more traps. I'm going to leave his decree alone, because I have seen him Destiny draw a Mirror Force before, and if he does that, then I'd like to keep his decree alive there to just shut that down completely. There's Kaiser Dragon, one of my favourite dragons in this game. I like using that thing just to fuse with electric types and stuff like that. And, oh, Dark Piercing Light, I'll get to find out if I'm going to get any use out of that Warrior Elimination. He's got 3 face downs. No, 4 face downs. Oh, hello. See, that's why I wanted Warrior Elimination, because if he had Sword Stalker, that was going to be a bit trollsy. Okay, well, he's got Curse Breaker there. I've got to be aware of that. If I could get something else in there to take over that, then I'd love to have that. I'm literally just going to throw down Warrior Elimination for the sole purpose of just... Okay, so he's gotten rid of the decree himself, which is a slightly annoying, but whatever. Down goes Warrior Elimination, and we can go ahead and just sort of tell that thing to get fucked. Now I've got an opportunity to get another one of those in the slots. Now, he's backed himself into a corner here. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do Kazi. Because I don't have to worry about that anymore. So move that there, move Blue Eyes over there. I have already played a card. Yeah, the Warrior Elimination, that's right. Now, Flame Cerebrus's power boosts are coming from what? It's at plus 15 at the moment, 1,000 that's from Behemoth. So if he fits the Curse Breaker, I'm only losing 500. I don't mind that, in the absolute slightest. Power increase, if that's a Blue Eyes with Dragon Treasure, I'm going to be salt. Okay, it's not. But he did prevent me from summoning more creatures into that little area of his. Which I don't necessarily mind. Because then I can just swing in with this. There's a big 3k right off in there. Leaves him with 400. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if he drops the Destiny Draw right here, right now. So what have we got? Is he getting the Destiny Draw? Yeah, he's got it. I could tell just for that half a second he's got a Destiny Draw. There it is. Probably going to be Mirror Force. Which, needless to say, is going to suck. Because I can't summon another creature to get into his zone, so to speak. And kill him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and throw Blue Eyes in defense here. And I'm going to go ahead and use Cerebrus to spring it. Wait, what? Is it not a Mirror Force? Now I'm really curious. What the hell is that card? I need to find out what that card is before I end this duel. Can't move anything there, so unless he can get over me with a monster he summons, which is not likely. Okay, let's go ahead and find out what the hell it is that this is. It is definitely a card of spell or trap of some variety. Raigeki. Really? His Destiny Draw fucked him over on that one. Mirror Force would have been a lot more useful. And I'm pretty sure you can get Mirror Force off of Destiny Draw. Well, that's about it. I've trolled him with his Blue Eyes, and now I get to kill him. And that constitutes an OTK because 4100. So even if I didn't do any damage to him in that game, then he would still have lost from that attack. And here I was legitimately thinking that I was screwed over by 3500 Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes, as you can see, does not show up in the slots. You have to get it through... You can get one through a password, but the rest you have to get through lining up 3 cards in the slots. So let's see what I can pull here. Dragon Treasure would not be too bad, actually. And I got one. And I got a negate attack. Let's see if I can get another Monster Reborn. Let's try Monster Reborn. Oh, sweet. Now I got 2 Monster Reborns to use against the final boss. And unlike in the real game, Monster Reborn is not limited. There's actually no limit on any card whatsoever, so you can run the most broken card in the game at 3. So, that's all 16 Rose cards for the second time. And now he's all evil and shit. So, when you joined the white side, you got to this point and you summoned the big boss or whatever, and you were all like, hey, this guy made a pact with you, you have to follow him. And he's just like, no, you made a pact with my mate, or my brother or something like that, and then you sealed him away and shit. Grah, I am pissed off. Die. That's basically how that went down. On this side of the story, it's a bit different. All Seto wanted to do was to summon the Card Guardian to rule the world, I guess? I got no idea. I'm not entirely 100% sure of his motivations on this occasion. But, he pretty much just offers your player character as a sacrifice to the Card Guardian. And he's just like, well, what the hell's going on here? That doesn't sound right. Oh, fuck it. This guy's in Legend. If he wants to sacrifice him to me, then by all means, go ahead. I'll take it. He's basically just looking for the positives in the thing. And his deck cost is even higher on this side than he was on the other side. So all you have to do is press L1 or R1 to change between the two. The red boss will be added to this once you've beaten both sides of the story, of course. So that was that. This is the deck screen. And what? What? I'm pretty sure that that did change, right? Because I'm pretty sure as I went into that game that I was on this screen. If it somehow changed, I'm going to be really, really salty. Excuse me for a moment while I find out what the hell's going on, because if I've just lost that duel, I'm going to be salty because we're 23.5 minutes in. So I'll be back in a moment. Don't mind me, I am a moron. I greatly apologize for that, and as punishment I get to take 2 different video files and splice them all together and shit, and yuck. Alright, code. Arceus. Okay, so what card in this game has been given the number of God himself? It is Blocker. Okay. I don't see myself using it, but at least it's not a completely useless, just vanilla monster. I think I'm fine with that. Why do I get the feeling that I've already put this code in? I don't know, I get the feeling that I've already put this code in. We're about to find out. Okay, we haven't. I probably put it in some other game or something like that, but for some reason I now have a playset blocker. I must have got it from somebody in the slots while I was doing reincarnating and shit. Whatever. It's my playset. I'm probably not going to use it, but at least it's a decent monster. So, I guess I can't really complain about that. That would be the last random password of the game, and it was completely and utterly unseen. I don't care. I really don't care. It's fine. I don't care. I care greatly. I care. Fuck it. I don't. I was gonna try to make some stupid reference to a meme there, but it died very shortly after it was born. So, I guess I'll show off what Moisture Creature does. 72 deck cost for a monster is pretty fucking biblical. Level 9, 28 by 29. While it's face up in defense mode, it renders the opposing leader's powers completely ineffective. So if I had this against Seto, his blue eyes would cost 8, and his deck leader would only be able to move once. It is damn good. I imagine that I will be running this against the final boss in the next segment, and not just for that reason either. There is another very good reason. It may or may not have something to do with the fact that this thing is an immortal monster. I am ending the segment now because it is coming up over 25 minutes. Next time, final segment. I'll probably be starting with the custom map screen, and then cutting forward to the final boss, which means I'll be doing those out of order because I got to beat the final boss to unlock it. Oh well, time's been fucked with him on other occasions, so who gives a shit?